What is communion? The history of God's love, part 2. To understand this love with our limited human mind, we can compare it to love and unity in the relationship between the Good Shepherd and the sheep. Because we know from the Holy Scriptures that God created mankind in His image, in the image of God He created them, male and female He created them, we will use symbolically 2 sheep to illustrate the beginning of the history of God's love. On the board of the Good Shepherd parable, we present the story with 2 sheep. The Good Shepherd calls each sheep by name. They know his voice and they follow him. He cares for sheep and cares for their safety. They live in unity, in the communion, in the covenant, or from Latin, in the testament. Good Shepherd knows each sheep by name and he leads them out. And they know his voice, so they follow him. And when they had enough to eat, he brings them to the quiet water. And by the end of the day, he brings them back to the sheepfold, so they are safe for night. And again, he calls each by name, and they follow because they know his voice. What is communion, covenant, or testament? We guess that communion and covenant is a relationship of being one. How about testament? When we think of the word testament, we mean the last wish of the dying person, usually regarding the distribution of material goods among the surviving family. This word meant something different in the 1st century in the Roman Empire. When the Holy Bible was translated from the Greek language to Latin, word testament was used to replace the Greek word covenant. Why? When the father of the family was dying, his biggest wish was for the family to live in unity, in the covenant. The covenant is initiated, means started, by God, who, like Good Shepherd, is a continuous gift to us and wants us to live in unity. This arrow, pointing from above, who do we think about when we look up? Down, who lives here on earth? Represents the unconditional God's gift of self. God created the whole world, created man, and gave man the whole world. But above all, he gave the first people a share in the life of God, in the unity and love of the Holy Trinity. God wants us to experience the love and unity of the Holy Trinity by being an unconditional gift to each other. We can read in the Gospel of John, chapter 13, verse 34, that Jesus said, "I give you a new commandment, love one another, as I have loved you, so you also should love one another." The 2 horizontal arrows represent our unity by being a gift of self to others. We want to respond together in unity to God's gift of self, thanking Him and offering ourselves to Him. That is represented by a vertical arrow from the bottom up. The Good Shepherd is our greatest gift. He leads us, cares for us, shows us the way. We can feel safe with Him because He protects us like sheep against a wolf. Questions for reflection. What is communion, covenant, or testament? Why the word testament was used as equivalent to word covenant? Who and how initiates communion, covenant? What does God desire?